Hello there, and welcome to the Wandering Wolf YouTube channel. I'm Mark, and with me, as always, is Mr. Craig Fullwood. How are you, mate?
How are we, sir? How are we? Good to see you, mate. As always.
Yeah.
Lighting up an otherwise dull afternoon. Been
It
watching that.
was pretty dire, wasn't it, mate? To be honest, yeah, we've just lost to Spurs 2-0, and let's be honest, everyone that watches this channel will testify to the fact it could have been 7 or 8, other than our man of the match, the post. It was so bad.
To be honest, there were some sort of glimmers of hope in the first half, and I thought
we played all right.
Tweeted, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was all right, really, and
yeah,
we weren't massively behind, and we were in the game, but we looked like we're causing problems going forward. And my old mate Troy O'Reilly was having a decent game, I thought, and I was thinking, God, I'm gonna have to go on and hold my hands up again and say he's done well, but I don't mind that. I thought it was promising. We were causing them some problems, but as soon as the goal went, it was like, it came at such a bad time. Gary Neville's commentating on the game saying a defensive masterclass, and then as soon as he said that, the ball went in the net. I think second half we just completely ran out of steam and ideas, and there was the substitution really annoyed me when he took Gibbs White off for Neves, and it was just like, you've just put him
in his right position.
He's just coming into. He was really dangerous, and they took him off, and it's like,
I don't know what Dendoncker has to do to be taken off that field. He was so bad, to the point where I just thought, does he know that this is a competitive Premier League game? I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, Vitinha wasn't great either. He was a bit of a passenger. The first half, in comparison to the second half, we were fantastic, because the second half, good God,
we just gave up. Really.
It was awful. Well, that's exactly what it is. We actually just gave up competing. We didn't compete for anything. We let Spurs have the ball for as many times. Yeah. I think they had about 30 shots. They hit the post 3 times. Yeah. During the game.
What was Cody's stat? The most clearances the season or something in the half?
It doesn't surprise me. And to be honest, let's be honest with ourselves. Cody, Rui Patricio with that absolutely worldy save, and the post could have been 7 or 8, and we couldn't have sat here and said, "Oh God, we've been a bit unlucky there." That second half performance was an absolute shambolic performance, and you've got to really look at some of the decisions that Nuno's made there, from the initial 11 that he put out, and also the substitutes. I don't quite get it.
I think the initial 11 was quite surprising for me. I mean, I know you're going to say it, but why can't Kilman get another game? Why is he on to Semedo on the left? Is he just trying something because he's experimenting or what? But we tend to defend so much better with Kilman in there.
Has he keyed Nuno's car or something? I don't know what he's done, but seriously, that lad, what has he got to do to get a game?
I don't know.
He did nothing wrong against Brighton.
Mate, you'd think he's done enough there to say, play me again next week. But I don't know whether it's just an experimentation thing or what. But
if it is, it hasn't worked.
I thought Hoover played all right on the right again, apart from his howling error.
It was awful. I mean, you can't let him go.
Just put the ball out, mate. Oh.
It was just
do that.
basic decisions. And I suppose you are going to get that with a young team, but it's not necessarily the youngsters. Like that, I thought Moutinho, for probably 40, 50 minutes of that game, was doing all right. But there's so many mistakes in that midfield, isn't there? Really?
Yeah.
I can't. I can't see.
Silva had a bad game. He should have put that one especially. Well, should have buried that man.
That's the difference, isn't it, really? You look at somebody like Harry Kane, who is a horrendous cheat and a vile human, by the way. I just think...
Will you be saying that in a few weeks?
Yeah, I will, actually, because I don't rate him as a person. I just,
Okay.
I just think,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
I've got a real thing about it. Like, he gets in the ref's ear, like he falls down, like he's a con merchant. He's an absolute con merchant, and he does my head.
He can be rank at times. He can.
Oh, but but he's good at what he does. He's a great striker, and that's the difference between the two teams. Fabio Silva, we've got Fabio Silva. They've got Harry Kane, and he would have put away all of those chances. He just would have.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I hate Kane walking off at half time with the refs having like a laugh and a joke. It's like, oh, you're offside, mate.
I know.
On another day, you're offside. So
yeah, I
don't like to say that, but.
Yeah, when you look at that team, that just screams to me experimentation, but it also screams to me that Nuno's had enough of this season. He's just had enough. I thought he was going to be a back three. I thought that Dendoncker was going to play at the back, but it didn't happen. Like, I played with the four, and I've got to say, for the first half, we kept them at bay. Like, I thought we were playing as we do against Spurs usually when we've got a more attacking threat. We like get them all in, suck them in, and then hit them on the counter attack. Which Adama Traore in that first half, I thought was excellent. But it was
working well.
That's it. That's
working well.
I thought he was excellent today. I know, second half, he had a little bit of a mare, but everybody did. So it's not like we're getting just on him. It was everyone. Like, Vitinha was a shadow, and Morgan Gibbs-White didn't have the influence, but he's playing in the wrong position. So as soon as he played him in his right position, he took him off. So that's on Nuno. That's on Nuno for me.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very strange for me, mate. I think coming off the back of last week, it just was a weird setup. And like you say, you can experiment, but it has got that sort of very strong feel. Like, it's just kind of, well, whatever. Just.
I know.
But it doesn't matter. But we should, in my opinion, be setting up today like all guns blazing. Let's go.
When have we ever done that, though, mate?
Let's go and try and destroy them. But I thought, to be honest, we did it. The tactics were working well. It was a strange lineup, but it was working. So fair enough. But then the goal's gone in and just sucked the life out.
I agree. Yeah, I think that goal was. It's like the worst time.
Okay, didn't work.
It was the worst time to concede a goal.
If we could have got to half time 0-0, I think it might have been a different story. But it's almost like they've just gone off. Okay, second half. Can we just call it a day now?
It does annoy me. It does annoy me though, because Ryan Mason, he's not exactly like this tactical genius. He's had 5 games in charge of Spurs, and we could not have made it more comfortable for him or the team. Like, there was no pressure on anything. We let him have 70% of the possession. It was just same old, and like it was just annoying to watch. Like, I wanted to turn it over, because it was just so predictable and slow and pedestrian, and all those words, you could say that for the last 10 games we've played, really.
Yeah, there's no desire or passion or anything today. Just to try and get, but that's the frustrating thing. Like, the passion and the desire last week when Morgan Gibbs-White scored, and it was like I really wanted to build on that, and I just feel like it was just a complete letdown today.
But we were playing against 10 men.
Yeah,
we were going to have the ball a lot. We were playing at home. We play against Brighton, who need 11 players on the pitch to play the way that they play. As soon as they lost the player, that was it. We were always going to get more of the ball. But against 11 men, I don't think I would give us. We might have got a draw against Brighton, but I couldn't see us winning that game. Not from the first half performance. We should have been 3-0 down against Brighton. So this is not this is like a papering over the cracks situation. This is like back to where it was before with
the red card
Spurs
changed the game, didn't it, last week?
Of course it did.
Fair. It opened it right up. But I think today it's a mixture of they just felt it just went deflated as soon as they scored.
Yeah.
And players and too many players have had a bad game. They've not turned up, and
I know.
I don't know why that.
It's constant now, mate, isn't it? It's constant. We come on this channel and we try and pick out the positives of a game. But
I've got to say, it's getting harder and harder.
It really is, mate. It really is. But the positives from this game were Cody's clearances, but he wasn't not at fault. Like he let Kane basically do him for the goal. And everybody can. He's a world-class striker, but if it wasn't for Cody, it probably would have been 3 or 4-0 before half time. Yeah. So we can't moan at him, for example. But nobody was not without fault in that game for the Wolves' point of view.
But it says a lot about the team when our defender is having some record number of clearances in a half. Do you know what I mean? Like that's on Dendoncker.
Yeah,
it's on the way we've set up. It's on Semedo playing on the left.
I just don't understand the logic. It's kind of like Nuno's going, I don't really care. And I know he does. I know he does care. He does. He definitely cares. But it's kind of like I don't want to make excuses for him, but this season has been absolutely woeful for everyone concerned. And their Podence is having a groin surgery now. If you look at the list of players we haven't got, still Kilman doesn't get a game. Kilman needs to leave, man. Kilman needs to go. I feel so sorry for that lad.
Yeah, where's he going to go? And is he likely to go for you? And where would he fit?
I think whoever goes up from the Championship, I think he is a really good. Now that he's had sporadic appearances in the Premier League, I think he knows the league. I think I really rate him on the ball. I think.
Yeah,
I just don't understand how you can play Saiss, who is a liability, and he should have. How he didn't score that header.
Yeah.
Good God!
Yeah, it's like he jumped too early for it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he's a defender, so you can forgive him that. But I don't rate Saiss. I think he's a liability, and he gives away too many fouls. And for me, he's a squad player at best. But Nuno sees something in Saiss that we obviously don't. And he's the manager, so I don't think he's going anywhere. Saiss, I think he rates him. I really do.
Yeah, I think he trusts him. I think he's one of them. He knows he's gonna sort of give it his all, get stuck in, put his neck on the line type player.
Well, he is, but he hasn't got the talent.
He does do that, but you're right. He's a liability at times.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know whether it's just get to the end of the season and. But whether I know for us it can't come soon enough, but whether it's just that feeling of I'll just do what I can. But
how are we still 12th, by the way? How are we still 12th? Because on paper, if we're only 5 places below where we have been the last couple of seasons, that to me is a triumph. It just shows how bad the bottom half is of this league.
It tells you how everybody struggled this year, I think.
Yeah. I just it's so bad.
I don't think we're the only ones who want to see the back of this season, are we?
Yeah,
but true. But we've got to go to Everton. That's going to be a tricky game.
It always is tricky against Everton. even if we have got a decent side, so the way we play at the moment, I can see us getting absolutely spanked there.
Yeah,
I can see us getting spanked.
If they turn up, they're
3-4. Yeah, easy. Yeah, I can really see it.
And then obviously United, and I think you said before we started recording, the only chance really we've got of getting anything there is if they sort of
play the reserves.
A bit. Yeah, hoping for a full squad for the Europa. But
it depends what they're playing for. It's they've nailed on for second place, aren't they? So I suppose, that they will probably play their reserve team, and that's the only way I can see us getting another point this season, which is depressing, but. I really, really do think that we need this season to end so quickly, because I think we're all, as Wolves fans, you sit, no one's in the middle here. You're either massively, massively Nuno out, or you're Nuno in and you want to see him take it further. And that's hard, man. That's hard for fan bases.
Every game that goes on now, it's getting hot. It's getting harder and harder. It's doing more harm than good. Watching that second half performance time and time again.
It's giving ammunition to the Nuno out brigade, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's everybody knows. Everybody who follows Wolves knows that we need it to end. We've had a horrendous time with injuries. We don't really know our best. We haven't really got a favoured starting, even formation. Never mind team.
Which is staggering, really. Like I think that frightens me more so than anything. It's like the system. I know he's trying new things and stuff, but that for me is the worrying thing, is that he doesn't actually know.
We've got no identity, which is what we used to have.
And we did, yeah. I totally. You've hit the nail on the head there. That's it. Our identity's just completely crumbled before our eyes.
If you got hammered with your identity, it was kind of like, well, okay, that they figured it out that day, or that didn't quite work. Fair enough, I'll take that. But I know that everybody's given 100%, and we've got a plan. Whereas I feel like there's no plan. There's no.
I hate to say this, but
go on. What? Drop it. Drop the bomb.
Leeds are that they've got an identity.
Yeah,
you know how Leeds are going to play, and you either beat them or you get absolutely spanked by them. And we've done the double over Leeds this season, which we lost when we lost to Burnley 4-0. That was diabolical. That was awful. But other than the first half an hour, 40 minutes of this game, I think that's on a par with one of our worst performances. The second half, especially, I think. But then we talk about identity. Like Leeds, for me, that have only been in the Premier League for one season, for our first season. I don't care what anybody says. Leeds are not as good as how good we were in the first season we were in the Premier League. And like the commentators are all Leeds, I love Leeds, Leeds. But we've lost our identity, and that's what scares me a little bit going forward, because I don't know whether we can get that identity back with the players that we've got at the moment.
Well, we need a brand new identity for the start of next year. We need a firm plan in place of formation and a first 11, and so that will be the first 11.
Yeah.
When everybody's fit, that's the team. Now, obviously, that team needs, for me, 4 or 5 new faces, and that's going to be. We've said, we keep coming back to this when we're sort of dissecting what's going wrong and what's happening. That's what needs to happen.
Do you think Nuno's going to do that though? Because that's not really style. I know he said like he wants a bigger squad and stuff, and let's be honest, like the Euros are not going to help him with this.
No, they're not.
It's going to give him less time to bed in a new squad, new players. Yeah. I really think we're on a knife edge here. We could go one of two ways.
It couldn't be a worse time for us.
I know. I completely agree.
Really,
completely agree.
But you saying, is he going to do it? Is he not? He's got to, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I just don't know whether he will.
Yeah, if he doesn't, it's going to fall like a pack of cards, I think.
Who do you think from that 11 that started, or the subs bench, who do you think you keep, and who do you think you sell on?
God.
Because Rui, everybody reckoning Rui is nailed on to leave because of his contract.
I can see Patricio leaving, yeah, but that's 2 keepers gone.
I don't want Patricio to leave. I really don't. I think he's better than what everybody gives. I know he will. I know he will. Well, if you're going to go, he's done everything we've asked of him. We can't begrudge him leaving. Not for Italian football at Roma, which that's where he'll probably go to, because that's what's been said. But
of all the rumours and stuff, I can see that one.
Yeah, just the contract. We need, and I'll tell you what. I know we've really tore him to shreds the last couple of months, but Adama Traore needs to sign a new contract.
Really?
Yeah, I've changed my opinion completely.
Wow.
He's lazy. His end product isn't always good, but I'll tell you what.
Sign him up.
He's no, but I'll tell you what. When he's on it, and imagine Adama Traore not in that side today, how bad we would have been. He was literally the only outlet ball.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not just saying get rid for get rid's sake. You've got to replace him.
Who with though? Who with? Who's like who is a player like him that can open up defences? Like I get what you mean, mate. I am the first one to say he's had an up and down season.
Well, if we rely on that next season and Wolves go right, okay, Adama Traore, he's our saviour, and he's great. Look how muscly he is, and he beats players. Look how many dribbles he does. If that's what we've got, if that's where we are as a club, forget it. Like that's it. We need more ambition than that. We are better than that. Like we've got to get a solid group.
But we have got a solid group of players. We just haven't got them in the team at the moment. They're all absolutely either knackered or injured.
It needs a refresh, mate. It needs a refresh, complete. Yeah. Players got to go.
Yeah. So Dom got to go for you.
Yeah. And just because he's had a couple of, he's turned up the last couple of games, and he looked dangerous going forward today. But what was his end?
Yeah,
it's no good beating 6 players and running to the touchline and falling over, or spoon. But that's not what. That is not a foundation to build on for me. And I know people are going to hammer me for that. But
who is your foundation to build on then? Like out of that team, like who is because we can't say like any one of them. I would put any faith in going forward to take us to the next level. Not at the moment, anyway.
I think it needs. I don't know who. I don't know about the contract situations and stuff like that, but I can just see whether it'll happen or not. I don't know, but I can just see it needs 5 or 6 to be replacement.
You think?
For me, yeah.
Well, he needs doesn't he need a bigger squad, not a because he has got his favourites, hasn't he? Saiss, Dendoncker, Traore, Patricio, Cody. They're all they're integral cogs to the Nuno philosophy, aren't they? So you're not getting rid of them, I don't think.
Cody's not going anywhere. I know we've discussed that a few times, haven't we? But he's not going anywhere for me.
Right.
I think Rui will go. I think Moutinho will probably go if he's got one more season in him somewhere else.
I wouldn't mind Moutinho going. I've said that bit before, so.
I don't know, but I think we'd probably keep Neves.
I think we'll keep Neves.
It all depends who's going to come in for him, but I don't think anyone will come in for him really based on his performances the last half of this season.
Yeah. But he didn't get in the starting lineup today, so that just shows how far he's fallen.
He deserved to be dropped.
He did, yeah. But look at what's happened while he is out the team. I believe that Morgan Gibbs-White...
Dendoncker, is he going to go?
Dendoncker, I think should go personally because I think we'll do all right money wise with Dendoncker because he's he's Belgium international. I think somebody will come in and give us quite a lot of money for him. And me personally, I think, but that's another thing with Nuno. He likes players that can play in more than one position. And Dendoncker, as much as we give him grief, you can slot him into centre of the defence.
It's a bit of a utility, isn't it?
Exactly, and that's why he likes Saiss so much as well. I think I don't know whether they're gonna. But if he does keep them,
those are all benefits of a small squad to have people who can play multiple roles. But that's not working.
It isn't working now.
If we want to progress, and I mean, I think bring this up now, but we were absolutely devastated after we threw the FA Cup game away and didn't bother.
I was going to bring this up actually.
You look at the scenes yesterday, and I was watching it thinking, personally, I was absolutely in awe of that team.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted them to win it. I was urging them on. I thought they were absolutely fantastic. I think their entire story over the last few years is it's just something to look up to, really.
Oh, it is, yeah.
And that's exactly where we need to aspire to be.
Yeah, they're the benchmark, Leicester.
We're not a million miles away. We've had a rough time this year, so we're not a million miles away. We need a few new faces, but we literally, it's going back to that game where we thought, okay, we're having a bit of a bad run in the league. We'll get focused on the cup, and we just absolutely handed it to them.
Well, we laid down for Southampton, didn't we? We laid down for them.
Yeah, and that for me, well, that's going to give the Nuno Outers even more thing. And but we need to if we want to progress and get to that level, we've got to there's got to be six or so out, 6 or so new in, maybe even a few more, another couple of youngsters maybe. Or do
you think really we're going to get rid of 6 first team squad players?
Probably not.
I can't see it, mate.
That's what's needed. That's what's needed if we want to get there.
If I'm being honest, I think we're going to buy 2 or 3 players to boost the existing squad. And I think that's just the way he'll go.
Well, who the hell's going to play goal if Patricio goes? Obviously, Ruddy's gone.
Mate, I have no idea.
You got to start there. That's a big.
Yeah, exactly. It is a big one.
I think we're going to be sat here going, that you didn't realise how lucky we got it with Rui, because he's fantastic. Yeah. Really, I know he has his moments, but
this season he hasn't been brilliant. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather him be in goal than John Ruddy.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, but we'll see what happens.
I think just for us, it's going to be a massive. I don't think it could really. I think you said you're on a knife edge. It's going to literally, it's that tight. If we get the decisions wrong over the next couple of months, I think we could be in big trouble. Or
it's either cementing yourself as European contenders, or it's fighting relegation again, and that's like
this next window will show exactly where Fosun are, and how far they do they believe in this stuff. I think it's going to say a lot, and
it would be nice.
I think some of us might not like the answers.
I know, mate. I think you're right. It would be lovely if Fosun looked at a template like Leicester and looked at the way that they are run. And we've got to bring up the ticket prices, haven't we? We've got to, because it's been said on social media so much. It's like a lot of people on social media are absolutely furious about how much money a ticket is for United. Like, I think it's like 45 quid or something, but
it's understandable, mate. That
it's a business at the end of the day, and I get it, and people will pay it, but morally, and we always speak about this moral high ground that we're all on as a football club, putting out that big statement about the Super League and all that stuff, and then you do something. It's a bit naughty in my eyes. That you didn't have to. Times are hard for everybody at the moment, and football is a release. And for me, I think they could have played it a bit better. They could have played it commercially, PR wise. It's been an absolute disaster for them.
Disaster, absolute nightmare. I mean, what they probably failed to realise, but they're not stupid. They do know, but obviously,
you think so.
Wolverhampton and the area is. Yes. I mean, everybody's been hit, and everybody's struggling from COVID. Whatever walk of life you're in,
absolutely,
everybody.
Yeah.
But obviously, Wolverhampton is a very.
Well, it's not thriving, is it? It's not like it's an affluent.
We're not Tottenham. We're not
exactly. We're not Chelsea.
It's not that kind of area. People have been hit hard, and especially when other clubs are I'm not saying do it for free, but other clubs are doing it for free.
Yeah.
But you say a tenner, or something that's a bit of a nod to say, especially with the fact that we've all been away for so long and whatever. You want to get a good feeling around the place, but are those tickets going to cause a massive difference with revenue? Because for me, it's negligible. It doesn't matter.
Well, I
really,
agree. It's like it's in the grand scheme of things, and also how many fans are actually allowed in the stadium. Like, you're looking at low thousands, and for me, I just think PR wise, they could have really played it better.
Yeah. I mean, when it's all back and firing, you can't get a ticket. Unless you're a season ticket, you can't like you could do a couple of years ago. You could just go on the internet and grab a ticket that week for the game.
John Island stand, get in there.
No, there could have been families taking kids who probably won't get a chance to go, or get them into it. Like, I could have took my three. If it was kids for £1 or something like that.
Exactly,
as a bit of an incentive. And I think they've massively dropped the ball this time.
Well, mate, if you're looking at that, it's like £160 for a family of 4. Like, and that for me,
which is ludicrous.
That is ludicrous. For, let's be honest, it's a testimonial, really, because it's Man United reserves. So
yeah, well, we've got nothing to play for. It's it's
naughty. I think it's naughty.
If we got a chance of like getting into that last European place,
yeah, that's different. If it was Albion, if we were playing Albion the last game of the season, like, it's kind of,
and they could have gone down or something. Yeah, it's different, but it's a nothing game for both sides. So
yeah,
I don't know. It seems strange that there's no, the alternative is there's no fans there.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, we've had that for so long now. Why would you're not going to recoup anything from this match? Like,
yeah.
It's a disaster.
Yeah. Tell us what you think in the comments, actually, because all I've really heard is like probably 90% negative about the whole ticket situation for United, and I feel you, man. But like, if you feel if any different, then let us know. Of course they will.
Don't get me wrong.
They will.
If you don't want to pay it, somebody will pay it. Don't get me wrong, they will. There are people who can pay it, but for me,
it's not really the point, now, is it?
Yeah, it's a complete and utter.
I know they're a business at the end of the day, but you should be keeping your fans on side, especially with what's happened this season, and especially with no fans being allowed in the stadium. I just think that they've dropped the ball on it, and I think they'll probably look back on it at the beginning of next season, going, "Oh, we probably should have done something differently."
Yeah, it's a strange one. I don't know what they're trying to achieve there, because like, obviously you're not. It's not mass revenues.
No, exactly.
I don't know. Yeah. It feels like they could have done something a bit better there.
Yeah. Well, it's nice. It's nice to end on a positive, actually, because we'll be speaking about it in the next couple of weeks, because myself and Craig, we're going to be playing a special football match. For the charity Mind. It's all been set up by Wolves Fancast, brilliant channel. Go check them out. I'm sure you do anyway. But they've put together a team, and they're going to be playing against a lot of the Wolves Twitter fans, and myself and Craig, we've put our names down for it. It's on the 31st of May, and all the proceeds from the game are going to go to the charity Mind, which I think is a wonderful charity. So we'll give you your details. I don't know how you can get involved, but I'm sure the Wolves Fancast will give us a bit more info on it, and hopefully we'll get some of those lads on as well to have a chat about it in more detail. But we're very excited, aren't we, mate? We're going to be on the Molineux pitch, waddling about.
Yeah. Well, I've got to go and dust my boots off and
same.
Try and get out for a run.
Yeah. Oh God.
Just, oil the joints, but looking forward to it. It's a charity that's quite close to me. Personally, so I'm anything to get involved with that is good with me. But it'll be awesome to get out there and
absolutely
and kick a ball again, mate. And
indeed,
the dream team in the middle of the park.
I think that they might have to stick me left back, mate, because in the changing rooms,
left back in the changing room.
Banter. But we'll leave it there. We've lost the game. But onwards and upwards, as we always say here on Wandering Wolf, it can't be any worse. Let's see what we do against Everton, and Always lovely to speak to you, Craig. And follow us, please. Subscribe and like the channel. We really do appreciate it. You've been watching Wandering Wolf.